Google Ads and how the auction works and how Google Ads are created. Google Ads are big money, $135 billion in advertising revenue from 2001 to 2019. That's a lot of money. It's the main way that Google stays afloat. Not that they have any trouble staying afloat, but let's take a look at some of the concepts here. So with Google Ads, typically a user types in a search query into the first page of Google, and automatically, like within milliseconds, Google checks to see if advertisers have bid to show their ad for that keyword. So basically what happens is that, like in my business as a mobile notary, if someone types in Santa Barbara notary, I've bid on that keyword and I want to put my ad at the top so that people click on it, right? So when that happens, Google sees that I've done it, but they also see that some of my competitors have wanted to put an ad in there. They decide which ad to put on top and they put it there on the search engine results page, which is what SERP means. How do these ads win in the auction? Well, there's a quality score that has to do with the relevancy of the page that you tell people to go to, right? So does the ad match the content on the page? So when I'm making my web pages and I know I've got that ad, I better make sure that the words Santa Barbara and notary are there, right? And then they take a look at the bid. So some of it obviously is going to have to do about money. So the cost per click bid is the amount that you're willing to pay for the ad. You don't always pay the top amount, but you will pay something towards that. And then the position on the search engine result page is typically important to you, though. So click-through rates improve dramatically based on the position. If you're number one or two, you're much more likely to get clicked on. So the key here is finding the sweet spot between your quality score and how much money you're willing to pay. So it's these bid factors that determine how much you pay for an ad, right? So your quality score versus others, your ad rank, so Google's opinion as to your relevance of your ad and your content together compared to others, how much you're willing to pay with your daily budget. I go, okay, I want to spend several $100s a month is what I do. And that is divided by 30 for the amount of days in the month. And we go from there. I can also say I only want it to run 20 days a month, only during the week, for instance. And then you take a look at the keyword competition. So some words, like some phrases, like New York real estate is a really, really expensive cost per click in New York City, right, for realtors, because there's so much competition for it. So that's how that works. So the keyword competition kind of comes into play here too. If we take a look at how they're made, let's quickly go through that. It's not too hard at all. So here's an example of ads that I made for my business. And what it does is it shows you the ad itself, how many clicks versus how many impressions I got in the time period. This means that 767 people saw my ad, 32 people clicked on it, which gives me a 4% click-through rate. Not bad. Anything above a couple percent is really good. So my average cost per click is $2.89, and the cost for that month maybe was $92. I don't mind spending $2.89 for the ad because I make $45 at least per job, right? And if I'm making a couple $100 on that one job, I'm really happy I spent $2.89 on that ad. So that's something to remember. Initially, it's like sticker shock. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so much. But it's actually well worth it, and it's a really low price to pay for a customer. Here, when I'm making one, I can say, oh, I want it to create website traffic because I have a good website. I want people to go there, right? I can make it a search ad, a display ad, a shopping ad where I might have tons of products and I want to throw it in there, or I can make one for YouTube, right? I haven't done this yet. I really want to. I'm going to do that at some point. But this one's a search ad that we're looking at. Then I take a look at whether it's a search network or display network. I'm only doing search. So when people, this is for a passport photo service that I offered for a while and I made an ad for. And so I say, I just want it on search. And here I'm going to say, I just want it for Goleta, Montecito, Santa Barbara. And I change the location. This is slightly before I did because you can see this is highlighted. But what I ended up doing is targeting the locations. You want to do that because otherwise you're wasting money, because I don't serve people outside of Santa Barbara. Here I'm putting in the budget of $1.50 a day, which is what I'm willing to spend. And I can add what's called ad extensions. Oh, by the way, the delivery method. So standard is over 30 days of the month, you try to show the ad as about the same amount every day. Accelerated means you try to show more at the beginning of the ad, and then when you run out of money, you run out of money. The bottom picture here shows ad extensions, which means I can throw my phone number at the end of the ad. I can throw some phrases that have to do with my business that, and in hopes that people click on it more likely, which does happen, like same day service, multiple payment options, that kind of thing. They're called call outs. And those are called extensions. They do cost, make the ad cost a little bit more, but you do get a higher click through rate often from that. Here's where I'm actually making and designing the ad. I put the address for the ad. I put a headline that shows up here. Home or office is another headline, and US, European Union photo size requirements here. I found that the US passport picture size is different than in Europe or Australia or New Zealand or Asia. So I got the tools to be able to cut them correctly. And here we see that my ad was placed in here, ready to go. I don't have any traffic yet because it just was made. We also have Google Display Ads, so let's take a quick look at that too. That means that you have pictures as well. And much like the other one, you get to this edited part where, okay, I figured out the geographic, I figured out how much I want to spend. But here, I put in similar text and I can choose pictures. And this might be in Gmail or on YouTube or on sibling sites for Google where there might be content, right? Or maybe even Huffington Post or other places where they might allow for Google Ads. And it shows you what they're going to look like in Gmail, right? And here's one for YouTube and what it would look like, and what more of a banner ad might look like. So I've created these really easily using stock photography and my logo, and it's worked out really well. Here is one that I made for a friend of mine who's a family service attorney. Shane has got this going, and we did it through ads. And you notice that I want to up her click-through rate a little bit, but it's going pretty well. And I've made several different ones to see what people react to, right? To see what wording might be better. Do they like experienced and knowledgeable, or would they rather see the word trusted? I'm testing some of these to see how well they do. Finally, it's important to look at search ad funnels, like what is the process? Let's take a look. So here, someone sees my ad after typing in mobile notary, they click on the ad and they go here to our landing page, and then I'm hoping for them to call. That's a sales funnel, right? What can I do to improve that situation or improve that from happening? Along the bottom here, I have one for renewing your passport and getting those passport photos. Again, you see the display ad, you click on it, and you go here, and then you give me a call. So you can make these as an upside down triangle or a funnel and really like name what each part is. The top one is generally around the word awareness, right? It's about ads that you do, whether they be email, Google ads, display ads, Facebook ads, whatever. You've got this awareness area. The next one is about learning. So much like the customer journey that I've talked about in other class, the next part has to do with education, and the prior one might have been discovery. But the education and discernment phase with the landing page, you're deciding whether or not you're going to hire me, right? So you're looking at it, you're deciding whether to call. The actual placing of the phone call is the conversion, and I'm really excited that that's there, that people actually call me. And what I want to track there is, are people actually calling? And the question I have is it easy to call? With the landing page, does the headline and content match the ad? These are the kind of things we want to think about to improve our marketing conversion.